All right, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. I was just on the elevator talking to one of the neighbors. Oh, look at that. HRE 3208. Right? And look, it's coming out there, LPW 6289, same color. Red. The color red. All right, so again, I talk about how they use color psychological warfare. You know, red is a color that makes you angry. Right? There's also, you know, if you want to elicit anger out of people, you know, you condition them with the color red. You know, like when you know, I would say, like when you get mad, you know, you get red in the cheeks. LPW 6289 right here. Yeah, different shades of red, still the same thing. All right. When you want to engage in certain subliminal message, okay, remember how colors are used for signs, symbols, and so forth. And you got to understand that the reason why they can manipulate us without us realizing it is through the use of these things, the use of colors, the use of music, sound, right, words, and how you put words together, how words are. Look, now you start to see a lot of these the reds, right? Again, as I tell you guys, just got to show you. You know, I was about to say I was going to tell you I'm not making this shit up, but I stopped saying that because, again, I've shown and have many documents and proof of what I say, and thank you for that. Yeah, acknowledgement. Okay. So what else? Yes, I was talking to him about Germany's first quilt, which is at the Boston Museum, and they changed the title of it. Right? They changed the title of it from Germany's first quilt to, I can't remember what it was. I think it was called Moorish King Attacked by Wild Men, something like that. Right? But you know, you can have in the past you could have went and type in Germany's first quilt, and you will see that image. Right? But again, how they hide things, how they change things. When people start to get information and start to look online, they start to change the criteria of the searches. You know, they'll change the wording so that you will not be able to find it. You have to have certain specific word that you have to use. They're very slick. Like I said, they're very, in terms of the manipulation of information. You got to remember, we are dealing with masterminds of deception, masterminds of those who lie, mastermind of those who manipulate. So, you know, they give you this, they wiped out the history of black people in Europe as if black people were not the first indigenous people of those, you know, of those lands, right? So when they want to talk about, oh, black people are not indigenous to America, to Mexico, and it's funny too, because there's a woman that posted, I guess she's Jamaican, posted a AI video of the history of Jamaica, right? And then she shows, you know, these so-called light-skinned indigenous native Jamaicans, right? Not understanding that there's no way that you can have those lighter skin complexion in those hot tropical regions where the sun is intense, more so than in the north, right? Closer to the north. Okay? So why did they change the shade of native people to lighter complexions? Why are they doing that? All right? Why? And to have a black person misrepresented how native people of those lands that we call the Caribbean today, those islands, as some light-skinned group of people. And that's not true. They were black. Some of them were blacker than you and me as black people, right? And you look at Mexico. Go look at Mexican art, right, from the 14, 15s, 13, 12, however far back it goes, and you will see pictures of black figures, dark black, blue figures, black as night, black in the night, right? But yet they gaslight us and we gaslight ourselves, because what they've done to our minds is that we refuse to accept the fact that black people inhabited all these lands. So when they gaslight you and you gaslight yourself and each other, you're lying to yourself and each other. They will always try to minimize black accomplishment. Talk about the tech field. There will be no multi-core processor if it wasn't for a black man, right? There would be no global positioning system if it wasn't for a black woman, right? The U.S. could not have landed on the moon if it wasn't for the genius, the mathematical genius of black women, right? Hasbro would not have become the company that it is today if it wasn't for a black man, a black inventor who invented the super soaker. I can go on, right? The surveillance system, a black woman, right? Peanut butter that we love to eat so much, black man. The elevator, black man, right? The microphone that we talking, black man. Right? Well, there's so much more that they don't want to tell us about. All right? They don't. The father of AI, a black man who never got the credit that he deserved. A mathematical genius that never got the credit that they deserve. Black people. Black people invented so many of the things we use today, but they lie. You're looking at the chick at the bus stop. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to create some association with these women, right? So they'll come out looking at the, they're using a lot of the white women and light-skinned Keishas today, right? The light-skinned Hispanic women also. Like I said, their colorism don't work with me. It never has, right? Even when I was a teenager, I didn't chase after light-skinned girls, right? Matter of fact, some of the women when I was in high school, some of the girls I would talk to, my friends used to be like, "Oh, why are you talking to her?" See, based on the simple fact that she was of a dark complexion, right? So you gotta laugh at these cult fanatics. you got New York Christian background there, right? Because they start using women a lot. As I talk about what they'll do, they'll start using women. Let me make a comment about women, right? Let me speak the truth about how our women are conditioned, and all of a sudden they start using women, as if what I'm saying is saying that I hate women. This is why our women don't want to be held accountable. This is why they can't be held accountable, because those in position of authority uses them, manipulate them. Right? They use them and manipulate them. Look, 1, 2, the color red, and where's she at? Oh, all right, 3. Okay, what are you doing, man? What the hell are you doing? Okay, so you came up from that direction, turn just to do that? Like, really? Now he would come from the same direction as the cars behind him, right? Just to come in front of me, try to block me off or what have you. I try to engage we're gonna run you over. What's all the subliminal message, right? I want you to understand how sick these people are. He came from the same direction, right? The same direction. It's not to say he was turning. If let's say he might have turned down the opposite way of traffic. No, he deliberately did that. Now talk about how they would use, you know, these sort of subliminal message. Look, the hand signal do the same thing too. All right, they do the exact same thing also. Oh yeah. So, hey, what I was saying, yeah, you know, black people have accomplished so much, and have given so much, and have been denied the credit. Okay, the black woman, I forgot her name, that without her groundbreaking algorithms, math calculations, right? You know, every GPS system is based off of her groundwork. She laid the groundwork. Right? But yet they give credit to 3 white men and not her. She had to write a book, you know, explaining what she did throughout her life in order for her to get some credit. Right? But these Negropean females think that these white women are their champions. They're not your champion. They don't even like you. Right? They'll friend you to manipulate you into destroying your relationship, your children, because they don't want your children competing with their children. All right, you understand that? You gotta understand how insidious the mindset of, you know, some of these white people are. They are insidious, and we fail to understand that the violence that they commit against black people, black children. Right? As Dr. Amos Wilson said, you cannot ignore the fact that it is purposeful. It is purposeful. It is what they do. Right? No, because it's amazing, like I said, how they can get a whole bunch of Negropeans to attack one of their own. Right? Without Negropeans understanding that they have been manipulated. They've been hoodwinked, as Malcolm X said, bamboozled. But that's okay. Because like I said, right, the future is going to come, and they're smiling. What you smiling for? Because they got the black woman with the mixed child. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's the facts. They have children with other groups of men more than any group of women. And that's, again, that's not hate. That's the facts. But guess what? Guess what? Those men are not marrying them, right? How come they're not complaining about those men making them baby mamas? Or is it only the black man? Huh? Look at them, I'm doing the same thing too. Let me cut in front of them. Slip my middle finger out. Oh yeah. Give them a taste of their own medicine. Giving them a taste of their own medicine. Right? So like I said, how come they don't get on social media and saying white men make them baby mamas, Hispanic men make them baby mamas, Asian men making them baby mamas, but it's only the black man, right? When they have more children with other ethnic group of men more than any other group of women. So when you say these things, they look at it as hate. No, it's the truth. Right? So when I talk about how they've conditioned our people to hate the truth and love the lies. 1, 2, 3. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Right? That's what I'm talking about. The fact that our women will chastise us. Wait, go back. I gotta go in the office because, again, they hacked into her school account. Listen, right? They hacked into her school account, and so we got to get a new code. All right, we got to get you a new code. All right, talk to you guys. Don't stand there.